Hello, ninth graders. This video is designed in order that we think about processes in determining the word meanings in a text that we're reading. And as we go through this video, pay close attention to the box that is highlighted in yellow. So yes, you have other boxes around the screen here, but throughout the discussion, the focus should be on the box highlighted in yellow. See, right now this is our home screen. So determine word meanings is the name of the whole discussion. And as we go throughout this discussion, I want you to be able to state confidently by the end of the video that you can figure out the meaning of words and phrases as they are used in context. And when we think about context, we're thinking about what's all around those unfamiliar words and unfamiliar phrases, and even what's behind the meaning of them. So let's first consider some academic vocabulary. When we think about words that have a certain connotation, we call those words connotative. Connotative. That means that the meaning of the word is suggested or implied. It's connected with a feeling. Okay? Words that have a connotation has a meaning that is connected with a feeling. So an example of that would be the word odor. Odor. When you think about odor, what type of connotation? Is it a good connotation or bad? It's probably negative. We think it's a smell, but we think of an odor being something that doesn't smell pleasant. So here is an example of a word that has a negative connotation. But then again, fragrance, which is also a word that is a smell, has a positive connotation. You think of flowers or perfume. So this is an example of a connotative word that is connected to something positive. But then if a word is denotative, there's nothing that we have to, it's not connected to an emotion. It's basically something that is explicitly stated. The word has a most specific and direct meaning. That means it denotes something that we know what it is. There aren't, anything tied to it other than what that word means. For example, beauty. When you think of the word beauty, it denotes pretty or attractive. That's the denotation of the word beauty, it's simply put. Then you have figurative words and phrases. And a figurative words and phrases are not to be taken literally. So if a word or a phrase means something that it doesn't actually say, but you do understand what it means, it's called figurative. For example, the student cuts up in class. The student's probably not cutting anything. However, we understand that this student is a disruptive child or a disruptive student. So cuts up or a student, he's a cut up, is a figurative phrase. Then you have mood. Words can oftentimes create a certain mood in something that you're reading. The author does this on purpose. The author wants to create a feeling that the reader or the listener can visualize in his mind. So let's look at an example. This sentence says, the diminutive child tips slowly down the cold, dark hallway. So we think of slowly and cold and dark and diminutive. These words evoke a gothic, a more fearful mood as you read these words. Those words were probably chosen for that purpose. Also, tone. Tone creates a certain feeling in the reader. It has a lot to do with word choice, just like mood. And so when the tone is set, it helps contribute to the mood. For example, the same exact situation. Let's look at this sentence. The little boy tiptoed unhurriedly down the hallway. Now, do we get a gothic and fearful feeling? Probably not. The little boy, instead of diminutive child, tiptoed unhurriedly instead of tip slowly down. These are word choices that evoke a certain feeling as we read the text. So when I want you to think about determining word meanings, I want you to look at 6 different steps in this process to analyze the words as you read a specific text. The first thing you want to do is read a portion, a small chunk of the text silently to yourself. So you don't want to take in the whole plate of food, as hopefully you wouldn't do, but you take it in small portions, savor the taste, and as you read this small chunk of the text, I want you to have a notebook or a journal handy so that you can make notes of all unfamiliar words and phrases. So make sure this is an important step in this first process. Then go back as step number 2 and read the text again aloud along with your teacher or perhaps with an audio recording. The third step is to go to each word and phrase that you jotted down in your first step and read the information before and after the word. And then discuss or write possible meanings as you look at the context of those unfamiliar words and phrases. Then stop and look at the words, the main base of the word. Does it have a prefix or a suffix? And if you're still having trouble, get a reference tool such as a thesaurus or a dictionary to make sure you get the correct understanding of that term. Then, as your fifth step, label the word or phrase as figurative, denotative, or does it have a positive or negative connotation? These will also help you to determine the meanings behind the word. And you may perhaps use a graphic organizer as you do this. Then as a final step, write a summary or a paragraph or even a bulleted list describing the conclusions that you've drawn about those unfamiliar words and phrases. As you do this, ask yourself, why did the author choose these words? How does this develop the plot or connect to the plot in the central message? And describe how the words and phrases even affect the mood and the tone of the text. And most importantly, always cite strong textual evidence to support your conclusions.